All right, Your Honour. The
Please
prosecution
don't
would
do a
like to lay the
case.
charges out against the accused, if I may do so, and the accused will know exactly what I'm going to do with this. But, Your Honour, the prosecution are bringing the charges of the theft of one medium-sized Galaxy chocolate bar from a petrol station at 9 p.m. in the evening. The accused is accused of stealing a chocolate bar from a petrol station at 9 o'clock in the evening, Your Honour. That are the charges that we're laying out.
Didn't we do that
Don't say
yesterday?
anything, Mr. Bourne. I'm redoing that case.
What?
It's a rerun.
So,
How do you
you
answer
should probably
the
ask him how he pleads, Your Honour.
How do you plead?
I'm innocent.
So you plead not guilty.
Come on.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Alright. Then will the prosecution please proceed with their case?
Your Honour, the prosecution and I'm sure the defence would be like to given the time to acquire pieces of evidence to support our case, and then when we return to present an opening statement, our cases and closing statements as relevant, Your Honour.
Alright. Yeah, you probably would be. If I didn't know any better, I would think your actual job in real life was like a judge.
Yeah, I'm a bus driver.
Oh,
A
Just
bus
rude.
driver for law. Fucking shreds guitar.
I drive for justice, bitch!
I bus drive for justice.
I'm the
five.
justice driver
He's the
running
bus
over
driver that
crime
drives
one
the prisoners
scumbag
to
at a
prison on the
time.
prison bus.
Oh yeah, I could do the prison bus.
yeah.
I've even got
I
head
run
pressure
over
on.
orphans, but those orphans had a great capacity
Hello.
for evil. They could have been
Ah.
criminals. I stopped like 5 possible
Hello there,
future Bin
defense.
Ladens. You're
I
welcome.
suggested to the judge roughly a rough procedure of court.
Got
so
a spit engine.
I think we could be ready, Your Honour, once the defense
All right.
is fully back.
Hey, my lawyer's back.
Who would you like to present first, Your Honour?
Prosecution, please.
Right-ho then. Right, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, Your Honour, the esteemed bailiff, the accused, and the defence lawyer, my name is Cocky McCockington, and I am a lawyer here, and today I wish to work in the aid of the state to prove that this gentleman not only stole the medium-sized Galaxy bar from the petrol station at 9 o'clock in the evening, but also to show you that he's involved in other nefarious criminal activities, which in linkage with what he's done explains why he's done it and why the man should be punished. I do hope that the evidence that I will present when I can present my case will prove to you that this man is actually a bit more of a dirty criminal than we think he is. However, up until I can present the evidence, I can't do that. So, thank you, Your Honour. That would be my opening statement.
What a respectable man.
His name is Scott.
Oh my god. Twice, you need to chill, okay? But, defense, it's your turn for your statement.
Thank you, Your Honour. My name is Mr. Tartanrock. I am a humble, floating, magical skull. And this is going to be my intention to prove that my client was not capable of the crimes that I want to say Fox is accused of. Yes, my Foxes cannot be guilty of these crimes for medical reasons, but we will find this out as I lay my defense out. Thank you.
Defense, please present the full case and all the evidence. and stuff.
May I approach the middle area?
You may.
Thank you.
Tackle! Sorry. Reflex. Sorry.
Got it.
Your Honour, I would like you to call evidence item number 1 for us.
Sorry about that. I was taking a drink, but what would you like me to pull up?
I'm number 5, aren't I?
Yeah, I have number 1. So
Number
number 5,
five,
please, Your Honour.
please.
Trust me, I did that 3 times in the same case last night.
That was yesterday.
Behold, Your
well-
Honor, this humble floppy disk contains medical evidence. It is a medical report of when my client was born. That they are severely, and I mean severely, lactose intolerant. It is embarrassingly so that if they even look at a piece of cheese, or a piece of chocolate in this case, then they would explode with compulsive diarrhea.
Ha
Objection, Your Honor.
Shut up.
Sorry, I hope
twice.
this is embarrassing you.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's fine.
Might I ask the defense the general file size that you would find one of these medical records to be? How big file size would it be? I mean, are we talking just picture? Are we talking words? Are there pictures involved? Are there descriptions, videos of these activities? Lay it out on me, Mr. Rock.
It is but a humble Word
Really?
document that the doctors work upon.
What's the file size of it?
About 5 megabytes. Gigabytes.
Pictures.
Objection, Your Honor.
Technically
I'd like to
advised.
bring up an inconsistency with the defense's case straight away. Floppy disks of this kind of density
Oh.
could never ever contain any kind of data above 1.44 megabytes of data. Saying that the meg itself is 5 megabytes is a physical impossibility without a high-density double-sided floppy disk, which this is very clearly not, Your Honor. That is an inconsistency in the defense's case, leading me to believe that the medical records he
always
has
have to
brought up
remember.
are not real, but fabricated to aid in the defense of
What was
his
the one
obviously
where
guilty
if I
client.
agree with them?
Don't do that. Don't
Sustained.
do that. Don't press none of the buttons. Just do what you gotta do.
Just say it out loud.
Pictures.
Point the prosecution.
Like,
Sustained.
don't bother doing that. Just let the whole case play out, and then you make a decision whether he's guilty or not at the end. You know.
Alright.
You
Let's
have
keep
the
the
power.
suspense and build up.
Anyway.
Hey.
I'm
Too
now
long
saying,
ahead.
Your Honor, I believe we should have this piece of evidence thrown out of court, as I believe, based on what the defense has said, it is an unreliable and fabricated piece of evidence.
Sustained. I agree with you. Please get this evidence out of the
Oh, for
court.
fuck's sake. Then we turn to the evidence number 6.
Okay.
Even though I got the file size incorrect, because, I don't know, I'm not technically minded, I am but a humble skull, not a full skeleton. I behold for you the medication that is required for my client for their violent and most terrible lactose intolerance. Were they to look upon even a piece of chocolate or cheese, they are required to take this medication so they do not die of explosive diarrhea.
Your Honor, may I request permission to use the back room?
I got a shit.
Yes, you may.
Thank you very much.
But like,
Screw the law.
whisper it to me.
Lucky.
Alright. Oh, I accidentally pressed that while hiding it. Sorry. Alright.
If we can go to evidence number 7, please, Your Honor. Behold, the client's sole diet as a foxy lady person. Well, not just diet, but also lover. Will confess that this client is unable to touch or even endure dairy products. They are vegetarian. Yes, that is the client's lover as well.
That would explain a lot.
That's the size of my.
And if we go to evidence number 8, good. Behold, the
Pineapple.
client's other diet and lover will confirm that that the client is unable to touch, embrace, or imbibe, or even look upon dairy
Pineapple.
products of any kind. Emphasis on the lover part for the pineapple, though.
If I may ask, will you please bring out the lover?
You wish to see the lover?
Yes. For questions about the case.
I'm
Pineapple.
going to ask a pineapple question, Your Honor.
Hey, Your Honor, look, this sponge kind of looks like cheese. Huh, isn't that weird?
Put it
Can I
back
have
twice.
some?
My client! No!
Oh, sure,
my
you want some
client!
cheese? It's not real cheese, but if you want it.
No,
Sure.
you're gonna kill
Man,
my
this guy
client!
really likes cheese.
Wait,
Would you look at that?
Gloomy, sit down.
Wait a second, I thought he couldn't.
Thin ice.
Okay, your
Sir, this is
medication!
carpet.
Yes, sir.
Where's my pineapple?
It appears this is making love to an inanimate object because this thing does not seem to be talking.
It is a pineapple,
Your Honor, with all due
It's-
respect,
no,
that
it's-
pineapple
it's-
is clearly
it's
saying
my
kill all the
lover.
children.
In the orphanage.
I can hear the voices in my head.
That's the voices in your head, and I don't think you should be qualified for court crew, but defense, I will bring this over
Yes,
to
sir.
prosecution for them to make something about this.
Cross-examine.
Your Honor, I
Yes,
am a
prosecution, please examine.
respectable lawyer, and
It
I do
came
not
to
believe
me.
that I need to question a pineapple, as this should show the mental state of the accused due to, as my case will show, excessive drug use, which I will bring up when it is my turn to present a case, Your Honor. I believe this is all a perfect example of the fact that he is off his rockers, though.
Alright, I feel it is time for prosecution to present their case.
Very well, thank you very much, Your Honour. Now I'm going to stay on the table because I'm quite small and it's very easy to lose where I am and to be stood on. And if you have a court cat, they're little bastards they are. Now, Your Honour, if you'll be kind enough to bring up evidence number 2. Let's start with evidence number 2, please, Your Honour. Now, evidence number 2, as you can see, is a mobile telephone. Now, what's the thing with mobile telephones? The accused owned one, and this is indeed his own telephone. Now, as you can see, it has unfortunately been broken. However, we were able to track his location using GPS tracking, satellite, and other posh techniques that I don't understand, but I pay somebody a lot of money to understand. And it showed that at the time the crime was committed, 9 PM in the gas station, the mobile phone was also in the gas station and functional at the time, indicating that the accused, as he has never lent his phone to anybody, was in the vicinity of where the crime took place. But why would a man who is allegedly completely catastrophically allergic to lactose and cheese and chocolate steal a chocolate bar? Well, Your Honour, you have to get into the mind state of the accused here, and with that I'd like you to go to evidence number 1, please, to show you what he was doing before he walked into the gas station. Now, if we look here, I'm going to ask the defence counsel. Tell me, defence counsel, what do these 3 objects have in common? What would you do with these 3 objects?
Well, I've never
Defense,
used
that's
a
on you.
spoon with having a cigarette before, but...
That's because, Mr. Defence Counsel, you don't smoke meth or crack. However, this gentleman is a regular and well-known meth and crack
I'll be
addict.
back in a second. I have to
using
reset my
the-
boundary.
Oh, the judge is disappearing. Could we call a recess until he comes back?
Research!
I literally just got into this. I just got into that as well. Look, my crest went up as well. I started-
He also has a
Play it
strange
from the
obsession with
beginning.
this sponge. He thinks it's cheese. I thought he was lactose intolerant.
Are you okay, dude?
Oh, don't worry. I'll get into the lactose intolerance. Don't worry about that.
Pat, pat.
Yeah.
Just waiting. I think. Oh,
We'll just play it again.
To
from the
me,
beginning.
yes.
I'll just answer the same
It appears
question.
the judge has returned, so
Alright,
I
I'm
shall
back.
carry on.
Thank
Right,
you for waiting.
Your Honour, if I will return my statement as I was saying, as I was saying, Mr. Tartan Rock, you have never used these objects together because you are not a methylated crack user like your client here. Mr. Them is a well-known crack and meth addict, and before he entered the store, he was smoking as he walked down the street using the spoon. The cigarette was simply there to mask the smell from any of those pesky police officers that parade our street whilst perusing to persevere against some prickish pricks like him. He was absolutely
police.
high and off his rocker on meth, which is why he decided he didn't want the banana that he shoved up his bottom to eat, and he didn't want his pineapple lover to eat out. No, he wanted to be exciting. He wanted something new. He wanted a chocolate bar. He was also cracked out of his mind, but there's another reason he wanted a chocolate bar, because he was already deciding to try new food. Your Honor, evidence number 3, if you would, please.
Okay.
Now, I'd like you to pay close attention to this, as this is an artistic rendering since the original evidence is technically gone, however it is captured in CCTV. But what happened was Mr. Them, in his methylated crack state, decided to eat a slice of pizza. Fairly normal. Fairly normal for somebody to eat a piece of pizza. However, as he stumbled down the road high off his mind on drugs, he dropped it. And then he believed that it was contaminated with shitty cryptocurrency of the Dogecoin kind. Now, as I said, this is an artistic rendition of what that cracked up meth addict high as a bloody kite man was seeing. And we all know, he just tried to assault me with that piece of cheese. We all know that that man would not touch cryptocurrency, because no good drug dealer would ever touch cryptocurrency in any way, shape or form. And believing that his pizza was contaminated with the cryptocurrency, he decided he needed something else that was new, hence his desire to steal a chocolate bar. But as I said, no good drug dealer deals in cryptocurrency, nor does a drug dealer buy anything from a store. Of course, these are quite serious accusations to make that he is a drug dealer and not just a cracked up, methylated arsehole who stole a chocolate bar. But how do I know that this man is a dealer as well as a user? Mostly a user, but also a dealer. Well, I believe evidence number 4 will bring that up, Your Honour. The items found on him at the time. Evidence number 4, please, Your Honour. Yeah, someone of roll here. Now what we have here is a large amount of money. 5,000 United States dollars in non-concurrent notes wrapped up in a tight bundle. And a book. Now, what kind of book is this? Well, on the front, it says, My Little Knuckles. However, as I'm sure you're aware, no good drug dealer, and the man, if I haven't already said, is a drug dealer, and he is a good drug dealer, would ever have a notebook that said, My fucking drug deals written on the front. So, using this fake children's book, he kept information on all of his dodgy deals in place. Now, I said he was a good drug dealer. The problem was he brought and sold to himself quite a lot, meaning he only really dealed to himself, but he was still selling $5,000 worth of crack and meth to himself, which puts him above the threshold of a felony, Your Honour. And actually, we're not in the United States, are we? But you get the point I'm making. What I'm saying is, he was high off his mind on bloody crack and meth. He dropped his pizza, hallucinated Dogecoin on it, didn't want to have his lover eaten out, didn't want his other lover shoved up his backside, so he stole a chocolate bar. Your Honour, the man is guilty of stealing chocolate and selling methylated crack cocaine to himself while smoking it, walking down the street and breaking his bloody mobile phone. And I believe you should throw the book at him. A physical book that will cause him harm, Your Honour. I rest my bally case. Oh.
The guy who sold the drugs is his fault, not me.
Your Honour, may I confer with my client for what he just said just then?
You may.
Buddy, come here. What did you just say? What did you want to say to the court?
I said it was the guy who sold me drugs. It was his fault.
But you sold to yourself.
And who's the supplier?
Thank you for doing my job, Mr. Reaper.
No problem.
Gloomy, you are
Wait, I'm
so
unbiased.
thick ice. Why do I have you as the court crew?
I don't know.
I have different personalities. I have a personality disorder.
Brought on by the
It is
addiction
bullshit to have a
crack
personality
cocaine and
disorder.
meth, Your Honour.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
Your Honour, if I may. If I may
What's
bring
your
up
Personally, I'm on
objection?
his side.
sidebar.
How dare you?
If I may approach the bench, Your Honour. I'd
You
like
may.
to
You
throw
approach the
in-
bench before asking. Ah!
Mr. Gloomy, please behave.
Gloomy, please behave.
Your Honor, I'd like to plead for insanity for my client.
I object to an insanity plea, Your Honor, mainly because he chose not to make that at the beginning of the court case, indicating he knew his client was of a mental sound state to stand trial in the first place.
Well, he did hire me, a Floating Skull, as his lawyer.
I'd also like to point out, Your Honor,
Fine.
that the defense lawyer has been proven to be dishonest in court by presenting fabricated and incorrect evidence as his first piece of evidence in relation to the floppy
I
disk
got the
and the
disc
size of the
wrong
files.
at all. I got the disc size
You
wrong.
said there
That's
were physical
anyone's
information on the disc that would not fit on the disc, indicating that the information you say is on the disc was not on the disc, which is dishonest content in court,
I can't
Mr.
help
Rock.
it though I can't remember how big a disc file is.
I have
Nobody
some to
does.
hand over here. Like literally, I have 20 right there, and they're brand new, and I
Order.
use them.
But you're weird!
How dare you, Your
decided
Honor!
I'm
I
ready to
don't
make
like
You're
this.
weird.
I've
Go
decided to
Adam
make my
Pineapple.
final verdict.
Shall I go
You're
away, Your
weird.
Honor? Yay.
I find the defendant, I don't know, frog crackhead, guilty of crack rock cocaine use, I guess.
But he charged for
I can go see Joe.
Congratulations! You win a new car!
This is my victory dance. I do this every
Here's the
time I'm in
judges.
a case with Cocky.
You are the worst one.
Here's the judge's
ever
car keys.
hired.
Woo! I'm far
Only
too small to
because
drive
I
a car, but
was
woo!
doesn't make me the worst.
You know what? This
You're
is
one star and you
like
are
we did this case
$2.
yesterday, right? And it was the same case, and I've literally just recited the exact same case I presented. But that was the one with.
Yeah, I was the judge yesterday.
That was where
Same
the
thing.
audience-
Everything is exactly the
Almost. This last piece of evidence is a little bit different. He wasn't a drug dealer in yesterday's case, but I thought it was just a good addition. So yay!
Come
I
on.
actually have a case I can use next week because the ones yesterday were so fucking good.